All right, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, the truth. And y'all, it's the same me, KO, yo, lay me. You know what I'm saying? The same old dude, man. All right, this dude can be boring, can be interesting, can be just whatever you see. But one thing's for sure, you got the truth right in front of you. And we're continuing our series of identity matters. Shit, man. I don't even know what this means, man. But the thing is, yeah, I'm on a journey of authenticity. So you can't really say you're who you are until, of course, you've accepted who you are. Acceptance first, you know. Then you can decide to be whoever you want to be. So the thing about identity, yeah, let's go back to identity. We've been talking about identity, yeah. Last thing is you're what you repeatedly do, and identity is a broad span. Okay, so we think about actors, right? I've talked about impersonators, people who decide to be somebody else. Now, but think about artists, yeah, is we can decide to create, recreate, and create new identities for ourselves, play a certain role, enter a certain character, have an alter ego, you know. Like for me, for example, I do certainly know that I have certain alter egos, right? Uh, you know, recording this video is something that I have to put a lot of effort and energy and into, you know. Of course, it's not easy. I still don't have no editing skills, so I'm not even going to go into that editing part. But the thing is, I committed to becoming somebody, right? So, who's that person? A YouTuber. And I can't possibly say I'm a YouTuber by just sleeping on my bed and just imagining that I'm recording videos. I have to actually do the work, you know? Until now, maybe, look at me. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys a little story, yeah? So, about 2007, yeah, 2007, yeah, I desperately needed to get into school, university. I've been trying. I graduated from secondary school in 2002, and this is 2007, and I'm still not gotten into university. That's 5 years. And I remember me boasting with my friends in school, in 5 years, go have graduated and stuff. And many of my friends immediately after school got straight into university. But me kept being bashed by WAEC, bashed by JAM, bashed by just me not even having any form of compass or direction for my life, So we're just floating essentially. And 2007 has come, and I finally gotten an admission into school. Right now, I got my admission into school, and I went to meet my uncle. And this dude did tell me to my face directly that he ain't gonna put a dime into my schooling. And since it was the only option I really had, my auntie, I really couldn't go meet her for money because she was always like, oh, struggling, struggling. My mom, no go area, just struggling. Well, selling. I knew that money for school ain't gonna come from this woman, and she didn't even act like she was even, you know, into anything that had to do with that. There's another story about my elder stepsister and her, but that comes at a later date. Yeah. And then there was my stepfather, no go area. So my uncle, who was the only person who I believed, because he had told me before that blah 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 about how some of my dad's things helped his business, but that was just you know. And now he's saying to me, he categorically told me that if he sends me to school, it's either I join a cult or I start a cult of my own. And I did wish, I mean, that really did put me off from joining a cult when I was in school eventually. But I really did wish that I did join a cult because I guess he was in a cult. And even though they claimed they were in cult and they're not with Jesus and all that stuff, you can see that connection, yeah? all that big boy thing. All of them got into cliques, and today he's still a fucking big boy, rich as hell. All those cool people are in all those top places, and they're doing their thing. And we were just trying to form Jesus boy and stuff like that. Where the fuck do we find ourselves? Finally, trying to do our thing thanks to the internet and YouTube. We got to do our thing, right? All right. So the thing about it, yeah, is so at that time in 2007, yeah, after he told me that, I said he wasn't going to have his 1 naira in my or dime in my education and stuff like that, of which he eventually was the one that paid for most of the stuff that I went through school eventually. But at that time in 2007, when he told me that, what did I do? I said, man, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. So I started hitting the cyber cafes. My friends had been browsing since 2003, 2004. They've been making money, but I wasn't successful, and then I just quit. I just quit and then went back to pursuing going to school, went back to pursuing going to school. And now I finally got to school and I still don't have money. So I had to go back to the internet and try and do this scam, this Yahoo thing, scam. And I've been doing it for 3 months, building different clients, my space that time. And then it wasn't coming through. But I needed cash to be going to the cafe, pay 300 naira a night. So I'm not going to get that money from. I'm just on the streets, no work, really nothing, nothing to do. So I eventually got into this. I went to do conductor, those just downfall buses. So I went to do conductor, and then I was able to save money a few days. And then the conductor boss, the driver, his boss got knocked out. Yeah, his boss got knocked out, and so it was left for me to just be there. So I went to the Saba Cafe and this Weibo guy had sent me $350. Wow. When I called my friends, we cashed out the money, we put more pressure that weekend, and following week, $1,500. And that's how I eventually left, the conductor, hustle, and I focused on the Yahoo business. Yeah. So now I was having some good money, and I went to the school and I tried to defer the admission, and then eventually, for one reason or the other, I lost that admission. But then I went and did some other stuff in my life. I went for next movie star, where I was with Usu Wachuko and Lydia Forsten, people, quality people, yeah, today. But still no direction for my life. Someone just called me, said I was looking good and blah, 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 and I got chucked in and put on the show. Now, what happened here was after making that money, I just needed a different look for myself. I needed to do some stuff. Earlier that year, I got a piercing on my ear. That was before I started the Yahoo thing seriously because of my education. I just felt this year is going to be a different year. So I got the piercing. So now that I got some cash, I started my dreadlocks. But before the dreadlocks, I relaxed my hair. So the dreadlocks wasn't really growing the way I really wanted it. So I felt, you know what, I need to start afresh, you know. So that now I got the dreadlocks and I got on the show, yeah. And even when I got on the show, by the time I was trying to get to the house, I changed from the dreadlocks and started plaiting the hair. And that's when Uti started his own dreadlocks. And he hasn't cut it since then. So now, look, I got my identity on my dreadlocks at that time. And then I was growing the dreadlocks even after the show for the next year and a half. So sometime towards the end of 2008, some guy in the church calls me and says to me that God told him to tell me to cut my hair. I'm like, God told you. Yeah, God told me. Okay. You know what? I don't really give a shit about your God. No way. I walked out. But somewhere along the line, I say, you know what? I want to surprise people. I like to, play on appearances, as an actor that I am, you know what I'm saying? So I went and cut the hair and then blah, 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 blah. And that really had a shift in perception, people's perception of me. And before I knew it, yeah, my mom got my stepdad to send me to French school. I got a diploma in French school, and from there, I was able to turn around. I got my uncle to still sponsor me back through university, University of Lagos. But I just wanted to just get through school because school is all I really wanted to get through. Because for me, where I come from, I felt everybody was getting educated, all my friends, and so that was really my goal at the time, man. And right now, I pretty feel fucked up for it because I mean, if I had being one of those people who would say, you know what, there's no school, so I gotta focus on how I'm gonna make it in life. You know what I'm saying? I would have been someone by now. You know what I'm saying? I would have either Yahoo or proper business. I would have put in a lot of energy and focus into something else. But all I was just was go to school and finish from school. And while I was in school, I didn't really care because I'm super fucking intelligent. Yeah. So all I want to do is just talk to girls, try and bang girls, of course, but I don't have the pulling power or stuff like that for girls at the time. So, just laced around through school and then I finished from school and here I am. I was actually doing well. So what your identity is what you actually want to be, what you actually aspire to be, what you're putting your energy and your effort into, what you're putting your actions into, your ambition. So right now you can say, apart from YouTubing and doing the shit that I do, I try to write. I'm trying to build an online business. Still in my mind, though. I'm not taking so many actions towards that. But right now, I'm saying it. I'm trying to put some actions into that. So I am who I am because I am what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, um, what you and I am who I am also because I accept who I am. I am that nigga who's probably lost a lot, who probably to some people probably just a loser, but because I intend to actually be a winner and a rich nigga in life, and you know I'm that rich nigga, that winner who, despite all of my losses and all of my you know loss of direction and all that zigzag movement in my life, I still bingo put in and made it. And that's the thing. I won. When it comes to school, I did graduate, and I remember my uncle, the same uncle, telling me when I brought my certificate to him, was like, "Man, you need to wear that shit around your neck like it's a medal, man, because it looks as if I went through a lot to get to that." So sometimes that's my motivation when I'm where I am right now, and I'm trying to get to. I'm like, you know what? You've done stuff like this before in the past. You have it, so you can do it. And that's the thing. As long as you got the life, then you got it. So what do I do today, man? I ride a bike as a dispatch rider, and that's kind of like crazy because most people see me like sometimes I come down and like they're like nigga lily you, I just put a smile on my face and I talk to the people and they're like this nigga man, I'm like yeah man, that's just me man, and sometimes I'm like really like no what the fuck who's this person, and people look at me like one thing is, I'm a free nigga, man. Like today, it's been raining, cracking shit all morning, and you know what? I just feel it's the best time for me. I just got to see that movie. It's got me so excited and sweet. Queen and Slim, and that's a great movie, man. So I'm like free, and there's light, so best time to record my video, and what else? I'm not gonna go out till maybe it's afternoon. I'm free enough to do that because what I'm a dispatch rider. I make my own money, enough money to pay my regular bills. But one more thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in more effort into trying to work my online business. I'm gonna watch those videos, the 72 IG course. You know what I'm saying? In this particular description of this video, I'm gonna put my link to the 72 IG course. So if you're watching this video, I think you should get that link if you want to get started on what you might call it, making money online. That's a great place to start because it gives you a lot of techniques, And one thing I really want to pick from that is email marketing. I know that I may not make so much money from these YouTube videos and stuff, not yet, but I can do from email marketing, and that's what I want to focus on right now. But that 72 ID course teaches you a whole lot about selling online, and even though I've been a great salesman as an insurance salesman before, in fact, why I'm able going back into my online business is because I don't want to go back to pursuing people to try and sell them car insurance, 5K, make a profit of 2K or so, and then try to get the numbers and then calling people back and forth. I can do a lot of shit online, just send emails, craft a nice message and do that, just the way I'm just, doing this YouTube video, something I'm going to enjoy, do from my free space, do my free time, sip some tea, you know. Anyways, man, it's been nice gisting with y'all again, man. This is Dare the Truth. I want to bring y'all the truth about me, maybe about more of life, and stuff, man. I am who I am, and you are who you are. And one way or another, we make the world go around. You know what I'm saying? So it's Dare the Truth. If y'all like this video, you know what it is. Subscribe, you know, you like, you comment. I'm sure that's going to help me a lot in making more videos. And by the time this gets all blown up. Thank y'all for watching, man. I love you. It's KO. You're leaving me. Nigerian Dream.